Hi, you guys, it's Randy. So, I don't want people to start freaking out and getting confused about some of my latest videos. We know that sometimes it's difficult for people on the outside to be able to tell who's the narcissist and who's the victim or target, right? Because the behaviors that are shown by both can sometimes look like either one. So, like, only you know. I'm not making these videos to try to have people like second guessing, oh, because they were, in that particular situation that I might have described during one video where that was the narcissist behaving that way, that means they're a narcissist. No, this is not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to present some scenarios where you know the deal. You have to decide. I'm going by the assumption that everybody here on these channels were targets, victims, survivors, okay? If there's some borderlines and narcissists listening here, I mean, I cannot filter that out. But you have, I'm going by the assumption that the people listening are the target / victims of narcissistic abuse. So in the last video, I gave a scenario where the person who was playing the victim was actually the narcissist, and the empathic person was the rescuer. But now in this video, I'm going to talk about where the reverse could be true. So if you freaked out about the last one, another scenario with victim rescuer is when the rescuer is the narcissist and the victim is the target. So this would be where the target is vulnerable. The target is in a vulnerable situation. Yes, the target may have just gotten a divorce, may have just had to leave the marital home, may have just lost their job or never had a job, may have just been dumped, may have just had a death in the family, okay? Regardless of their position, through no fault of their own, they're in this vulnerable position. And then a rescuer comes along and starts offering things and starts love bombing you as the victim or as the as the target who is vulnerable. And the rescuer has you move in with them, sets it up, and what you don't know is that that person is plotting, planning, and scheming. They look like they're just a very nice person. They look like they're somebody who's stable. They look like they're somebody who's genuine. And then, while they're love bombing you, you're in this vulnerable position. They take advantage of that and offer you some things that you, as this vulnerable target, have a hard time kind of saying no to. You may be somewhat suspicious about why this person wants to do these things for you, but rather than entertain the fact that they may not have good intentions, it's a lot easier for the victim slash target who's in this vulnerable position when they meet this rescuer to actually just go ahead and just say, oh wow, I mean, the universe has given me what I needed. I've been praying, and this person now has come into my life, and he's going to let me move in with him, or he's going to help me get a job, or we're going to have a business together, and you know, no strings attached. He's in love with me, and isn't this wonderful? This is the best thing that could have ever happened to me at this time in my life. And then after you move in, you find out that basically you are not going to be treated as an equal partner, but you now have to begin to pay. Now you will begin to be punished. Now you will begin to be the servant, the slave. And deep down, this narcissistic rescuer did help you. So you kind of feel indebted for a while. And you are very confused because when the love bombing stops and you start being devalued, you may feel somewhat guilty because this quote-unquote rescuer did help you after all. And now you're still in a position where you're dependent because you thought that you could trust this person. So maybe you didn't work as hard to maybe, I don't know, go back to school or get that job because you were told that you didn't need to, because the rescuer who's a narcissist wants to keep you dependent. They want to keep you helpless the way that you were when they found you, or even worse. They don't want you to get empowered. And that was like their motive all along. So if either one of these situations happened to you as the survivor of narcissistic abuse, whether did you play the victim or were you a victim in a vulnerable position when you met a narcissist who was posing as a rescuer, or it's also possible that you, as the victim target, were rescuing someone that was posing as a victim, but they were really turning out to be a narcissist. Okay, so again, these role reversal videos, they get real sticky, and I'm not trying to make anybody second guess themselves if they happen to be in one position or the other. I'm just saying that victims and rescuers get together, right? Because they do have something that the other needs. The rescuer wants to feel good about helping someone. The victim needs help. But either person can also be a narcissist and play that role, or actually be in that role, but it's temporary and it's not genuine, and it also does say something about overall when you're dating to try to find someone, if you can, with all the other requirements that we have, right, to find someone that's kind of on equal ground with you, equal footing, equal stability, finances, emotions, attractiveness, where you start out kind of feeling like you're equal to each other and that there's not an imbalance, because when there's an imbalance, you kind of have to question the motives on both sides. And it doesn't mean that either person is a narcissist. All right. I hope I explained that well enough. And thanks for listening tonight, guys. Have a good night.